All right, on our way out to the Outer Cape, I have made a stop at Yarmouth Port. And the reason I've stopped here is to visit the Edward Gorey house. Edward Gorey was a celebrated illustrator, as well as an author and just a really interesting character. And he lived in this house for several years. It's now preserved as a museum, little bookshop and gift store. We're gonna jump inside and check it out. In 1979, Edward Gorey purchased and renovated this then 200-year-old home, and he lived here until his death in 2000.
Hello, I'm Greg Hisjack. I'm the curator of the Edward Gorey House. There's Edward back there. We are located in Yarmouth Port, Massachusetts, right across from the beautiful Yarmouth Port Common. This is Edward's house. This is where Edward lived for several decades. Edward is a very influential artist and writer and designer and an intellectual, and at the same time a very silly man, and his house reflects that really quite well. We have a great exhibit this year, as we do every year, but there are different exhibits every year. This year we're looking at Edward Gorey and the New York City Ballet, which was an organization that Edward was obsessed with, to put it mildly. The house has changing exhibits, and it has permanent stuff, and it has a scavenger hunt. No. If you're really interested in looking for A is for Amy, who fell down the stairs, B is for Basil, assaulted by bears, and C is for Clever, who weighs. It goes on. Yes. All the way to Z is for Zilla, who drank too much gin. All these unfortunate children are located in the house, which at first we thought only kids would like to do, but everybody does a scavenger hunt. Why would you not do it? Right. And there's a prize if you find all of them. Oh wow! Which we need to dampen the enthusiasm of reviewers here about the prize. All right, it's really the journey. All right, it's the journey. The house is really, when he moved into it in 1985, it looked like this before he filled it with stuff. You know, he had it really nicely done. The aroma of the house by all those who were here was known to be of what it contained, which is cats and books. There were 26,000 books in the house when Edward passed away. He didn't accumulate them all while living here, but he accumulated a lot of them. He probably came in here with at least 5,000 or 6,000 books. His collecting became kind of unmanageable. Edward is going through life with a lot of close friends, but he doesn't have anyone who's really intimate with him, who lives here at the house with him, who would say, that's enough books, or maybe that's one too many cats. He really didn't have anyone for those checks and balances, so he let it go.
The museum has really interesting exhibits about some of my favorite Edward Gorey works, including the Gashley Crumb Tinies and his Broadway production of Dracula. Also, his work on PBS's Mystery Series. A lot of the museum is dedicated to preserving some of his very unusual and eclectic collections. There are also examples of Edward Gorey's lesser-known fine art and etchings, some of which are for sale. I really enjoyed my stop at the Edward Gorey house. It's a must-see if you're traveling on the Cape, and a great excuse to head there if you're not.